everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi Prajesh.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello everyone. I welcome you all to the software engineering project presentation. I'm Shivani Verma, course instructor for software engineering course. Today we have with us Dr. Prajesh Prasad sir, who is the faculty for our software engineering course, and also we have other examiners, that is Piyush Verale. So we will go according to the schedule that we have decided, and we will start with the group number one. So group number one, are you ready?
Yes.
Uh, yeah, ma'am.
Okay, I think we are good to go.
So
We
you,
Pradesh,
can.
you
is
can
everything is
keep
fine?
it short,
Yeah.
around 10 minutes for presentation, 5 minutes Q&A, right? That should be fine.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Quickly
Yeah,
run, if you all have some slides, quickly run through it, and
yeah, we do have
mainly
some
focus
slides.
we'll mainly focus on the demo.
Okay, so it's basically on the demo, right?
Yeah, you can quickly run through the slides, but the
Mm-hmm.
focus will be on the demo. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Let me just share my screen. Is it visible?
No, not yet.
No, not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay, let me actually. Now, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So actually, the system is lacking a little bit because we are hosting the discourse on the local. So a little bit it is lacking. Kindly just please excuse that. Okay, so good evening all. This is Team 1 and myself Pridhar Singh, and along with my teammates Arvind Raghavendran, Atharv Deshpande, Deepak Kumar, Pratik Kamboj and Vishwa Mohan Pandey, who all have contributed to the integration of ticketing system with Discourse and webhooks. Before we just go through the slides, just wanted to give an overview that we had been given an existing ticketing system which was used by the students in order to post their queries related to the course and other stuff, and that was being solved by the support agents. Our problem statement was basically to using webhooks on Google Chats. So let's get started with the user. Let's get started with Athar Deshpande.
Good evening, everyone. The first part of any project is defining user stories, which are of three types: primary, secondary, and tertiary. In our case, the primary users were the students, the secondary, the support staff, and the tertiary was any higher authority. Beyond this, we created storyboards, which are an effective way to record your own ideas for future use, as well as they're concise and effective ways to share knowledge about what is required during the production phase. Through this, we demonstrated that the aim of a project was to decrease the resolution time of support queries. We also created wireframes, which are commonly used to lay out content and functionality on the page, which takes into account like user needs. Wireframes are also used in early development process. Pratik will now explain how we designed our components.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So our journey begins with like to extending the earlier versions UML diagram, and we force students the functionalities to discuss query on discourse, and for support staff is to respond to ticket, and every update has to be updated on the GChat notifications using webhook. Next. Yeah, so this is the UML diagram of our integration, where we have integrated two classes. One is the discourse and other one is the webhook. So, and we paid like like attention to the detail. Like each and every update has to be made on discourse, and our ticketing system has to be updated on the webhook. Next, I think over to the.
Yeah, I think I'm audible. So, first of all, we wanted to integrate our project with Jira, so that we could like track our issues and everything. So we made in such a way that each Scrum will be of 1.5 weeks, and we made it in such a way that each Scrum is a part of milestone, so it could be easy for us to track it. And we made sure that each Scrum has at least 5 to 6 user stories in such a way that everyone gets their own issues to solve. And this was also integrated to GitHub in such a way that each issues can be tracked with version control. Next. And also we linked by bringing this, we could easily generate the Gantt chart from Jira, and that's how our sprint started. And first sprint was basically about user stories, and we followed it with other milestones basically. Yeah, next. So I
Okay,
hand it over to Yash.
so okay, basically, our main, as we discussed, that our main problem statement was basically integrating the API endpoints to the discourse as well. So as you can see, we have just used a code snippet where basically the user was creating a ticket. So in the front end, we just made some changes that the user can also add that ticket to the discourse as well. And for similar to that, the user CRUD operations were also integrated to the discourse. The ticketing operations of creation, updation, deletion were also updated to discourse. And all these for the updates we use webhooks, and that will be sent using gchat. And for the demo purpose, we had just customized it to like for all events, like whether whenever user is created, a notification is sent. However, these can be modified from the discourse part itself. We also created a YAML file using Swagger, which showcased the API endpoints functionalities, and this is one of the snippets of that. And talking about the testing, Arvind, can you just shed some light on that?
Yeah. So now that we had defined all the API endpoints and integrated the discourse functionality into the existing project, so we had to test that our endpoints are performing as expected. So we used PyTest in Python to develop comprehensive test cases, and each of these test cases had a structured test suite which covered variety of test cases, and this ensured that the endpoints met the requirements and contributed to the system reliably. So in the next slide, we can see is the screen frozen? Next slide. Yeah. So here is an example of a small snippet. So it is important to note the context here is that in the earlier version of the application, only the support staff and the user were allowed to post onto discourse and reply there. Then now we have extended the functionality to allow the admin to do that as well. So the API endpoint that we were testing was that endpoint, and the test cases that you see confer to those test cases. There were two assertions that we needed to do. One, that the response is being posted successfully, which is the 200 status check, and second, that the data that we are posting is actually the data that is being posted to the server, which are the last three assert statements that you see. This ensures that there's no data corruption from the server side. So that concludes the testing. And similarly, we did this for all the endpoints that we had implemented. So that concludes the testing. And now Visha would talk about the various tools and technologies that we used.
So talking about the technologies that we used in brief, for the backend, since we had an already existing project, we used Flask RESTful for the APIs, PyTest for testing those APIs, Swagger for documentation, and Postman for responses. And similarly, in the front end section, the previous project had a light theme, but we changed that light theme to dark theme. And similarly, in other technologies, we used GitHub, ComicGen, and Lucidchart for creating the UML diagram, Jira for project management. And in this slide, we can see some snippets of Discourse and Google Chat. In the left-hand side, in the top snippet, there is this Discourse dashboard, and in the bottom section, we have opened the post and given a snapshot of that. Coming to the right, we have one example of a notification in Google Chat. So this is the notification that you would receive whenever you create a post or update a post. And yeah, this is it for tools and technologies. Moving on.
Yeah, just a second. Actually, the system is a little bit lacking because of the Discourse being hosted.
So anyway, for code review and issue tracking, we did the entire code reviews on GitHub itself. and there were whatever the minor changes, whatever the bugs, we handled in on the GitHub itself. And uh, even if once, for example, there was once, yeah, so this is the snapshot of the GitHub issues. And in this slide, there is one issue that during development. And in the left-hand side, it is being handled properly. And in the right section, minor code changes in the front-end part, we made it on GitHub itself. So this concludes our presentation. And now we're open to questions.
So would you like to have a demo? Let me just.
Yeah. Please show the demo.
Yeah, sir. Let me just log up. So this is. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes.
So let me just log in with demo admin. So this is basically, this was all the ticketing system itself. Okay, let's say if the admin wants to, let me just.
So all of this was available, right? I mean.
Yeah, this was available. The main part is basically hosting of the discourse. Okay.
The discourse tab was something that we had to add.
Actually, it takes a little bit time because we are hosting on the local system itself. So it's totally dependent on the laptop's performance and the specification.
No problem. Okay, so as it's loading, how did you all divide your work, and who played which role in this project?
So actually, sir, like for the division of the roles, we in the meetings we had discussed related to that. So like me and Pratik, basically we basically had decided to work on the back end and the webhooks part, and people like Vishwamohan Pandey and Athar basically worked on the user stories as well. And Deepak basically was responsible for scheduling all our things, like whether our milestones are in the within the deadline or not. And for the testing part, we had Arvind taking care of that. So however, we had designated respective roles to every member, but whenever anyone needed anybody's help, everyone was available to that. Okay, so this is basically a discourse. We basically currently it is logged in with the admin user. Okay, let me just create another user that will be reflected on this ticketing system as well. It takes a bit, 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah. So now since this is an admin portal, admin login, so we can just see who are all the users. Let me just wait. So where is it? This is the present user which we had created. Now, whenever we are choosing the roles like student, support agent, or admin, similarly, their moderation level is also will be available. Like since this is a normal student user, so there isn't any moderation moderation authority given to him or whenever we create any admin or some stuff, that moderation authority and the other stuffs are given. So would you like to see that part as well, or shall I go to the post creation?
You can go to the post. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, I guess I'm forgetting the password. So this is basically the my ticket section. So if the user wants to create a ticket, let's say that Now here we are giving an option for posting it on Discourse. We click on submit. Takes 2 or 3 seconds because of that system performance. We're sorry just because it takes a little bit time. So
No problem. No problem.
now here it is added. Now if we go to the topic section, so this is basically the this is right. Let's say if the another user wants to reply on that particular thing,
Yeah.
we can just log in with another user. We had created earlier one user by test. This is the my tickets, the tickets which this particular user raises. If he wants to see all other tickets, this is basically the all tickets, and this is the due date presentation. Let's say.
Okay, so let's say there are like 3-4 responses. Are all the responses seen here as well, or only on Discourse?
No, both. We can see it from both ticketing system as well as on the Discourse, as you can see.
But like other things like like and all of that, you can do only on Discourse, maybe, right?
Sir, we we also implemented that vote thing. You must have seen. So we tried to use that as an upvote thing, but but that wasn't working. Don't We had tried, but so what we did is that as you can see, there is an option of this vote, right? So we linked it to this liking system. Okay.
Oh, achha. So if I click a like here, the vote
Yeah.
increases by 1 also.
Yeah. So this was the thing, and let's say if the current user who has, let's say if I log in with support agent, then forgot the password as well. Yes.
Okay, and can you show the webhooks thing?
Yeah, sir, sure. Let me just Pratik, have you sent the link, right?
Yeah, this is the link. Please update it.
Can you just while I'm updating, can you just tell sir about what we are doing on webhooks?
Sir, the thing is that like Discourse is not allowing you to, like, as we are running the system on local host, so it is not allowing us to host a local webhook. So we are using a remote server to host the webhooks, and we can't directly give the GChat link to these webhooks because Discourse has a specific format to pass the data. So we have to create intermediate app that will pass the data given by Discourse and post it to the Google Chat APIs. So that's why we are using this remote server.
Let me just check whether it's working.
I think it's working.
Have you got any update? I just pinged it.
Not yet.
Just ping it again. Is everything okay from here? Can we just see?
I think you have to active. Yeah,
active is there. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Save.
Yeah, it's giving status code is -1.
63. Could you please ping it again?
Okay. No, it's still stopped.
Let me check from the backend.
Okay, that's okay.
I will just show you that part where we get the messages.
Yeah.
This is basically the part where we'll be getting the updates.
Okay, can you show me the user stories? Which are the specific ones you all have implemented? I mean, the
Uh,
presentation you had shown some user
so
stories.
you'd like the
Yes, I
presentation
think you
part?
can check it now. The book is working. Yeah.
Okay, let me just create
Yeah, got an
one ticket.
update on Discourse,
Just
the webhook.
Yeah.
There is a message now. You
just
can show the chat if you want.
just create using this.
I think you can show the chat. It's I integrated the timestamps into it. So
Hmm? Okay, it's integrated.
Yeah, there is a reflection in the chat.
timestamps is there. Yeah. So it's on like remote server timestamp. So that's why it's showing 12:50.
Right, right. Okay.
So
So
you were
can you show
saying,
the user
Mhm.
story, right?
So that presentation part, like,
Yeah, yeah.
or the, okay, I've closed. Let me just.
Okay. Oh, so you all had 15 user stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like one of that. This is one of the examples.
Yeah,
Like they were.
the full list. Sorry, the full list of user stories would be there in our milestone one.
Hmm.
If I remember, there were 5 each for each of the hierarchy of users that we had chosen.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Uh, okay, but in the demo, I didn't see 15. Yeah. So maybe if you can list them or tell me what all you have
Okay.
implemented.
Okay, so it's basically like for the user thing, like it's like the creation, their post should be on the discourse part, right? They are able to edit and other stuff. I will have to just forgetting that. Do Can I open that
I have
milestone?
I have the list of user stories. You need
Okay,
me to
yeah,
come
yeah,
to it?
sure. Go ahead, go ahead.
So the primary user stories for the students was that they would have an option to mark the thread as solved, unsolved, and they would want the threads to be searchable and accessible even after the ticket has been resolved. They want to have notifications in GChat when there are updates or replies, which is the webhooks, and they want each support ticket that is created to automatically generate a discourse thread, and they want every dedicated discourse category. They want a dedicated discourse category specifically for support related discussions.
Hmm.
So I think in regard to your question as to why there were not 15 in our demo that we showed, I think all of these are present simultaneously in the discourse environment. And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Prayesh.
Talking about the category part, like currently we are just creating each and every post in the general category itself, right? If we want to create another category, that specific code will have to be taken as well. Uh, so that would have to be implemented. Like we have to change it from the backend itself. It's up
And
to
even the
like
solved unsolved thing.
okay.
So the
So sort on.
sold and floating we did like we closed as we marked the sold as here. So I think we closed the ticket on the Discord system. So I think I'm right with this. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so that all those things are what I wanted to see, but it's fine. We are running out of time.
Mhm.
Maybe the other examiners, do you have any questions you can ask? Shivani, who else is there?
Yeah, hi everyone.
So Piyush.
Yeah,
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
so yeah, I think most of the things are covered. So yeah, nothing from my side. Yeah.
okay. See, you all have done a good job, but see, it was not coming out clearly what all were the user stories and what all you implemented, right? So, uh, ठीक है.
So that's all things we have posted in the milestone documents.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
As we are lacking of the time, but we can show.
Yeah, so that's because the time crunch was there. That's why we like in the slides as well, we weren't able to describe all the user stories. And it's basically, if we just concise it to a small in a particular line, it's basically like for user, all CRUD operations that were already being done in the ticketing system has
Yeah.
to be in the discourse. Everything related to the CRUD, related to the ticket, whether it's creation, updation, deletion, other thing, everything which was on the ticketing system itself has to be replicated on that part. One thing extra which we added was that in the previous ticketing system, the admin was not allowed to respond to any particular query. That we added here, as well as the webhooks part. These all things are there, as well as like the moderator level and other stuff that has been also implemented, that the admin
So
has.
when will a notification come via webhooks? Is there a particular scenario when it happens?
So we
It's
can customize it using the discourse. Like there are various you can see. Like
yeah, I'm just showing.
now we have allowed all of the stuff, but if you can see, send an individual request. So we can customize it using discourse.
Yeah, it's the admin has the privileges to decide on what events the event that the notification will be sent.
Okay, all right. Arup has a question. Yeah, Arup, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Can you show that API description file? YML?
Okay, YAML file, right? Just a second. Sorry. There was a milestone 4, I guess.
Can you load it on the
Swagger, right?
Yeah.
I'll just download it.
Okay. So other than existing APIs, what are there in the discourse? What is the new thing you have implemented?
It's basically the webhooks part as well, the liking system as well, and
quickly do this. We don't have much time here.
Correct.
Next team is ready, right?
Yes, sir.
Please keep your application, everything ready.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go down, please. Okay, go down, please. Go down slowly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
So I'm done. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, team. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Group number 2.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Group number 2, you have 10 minutes. Please don't spend a lot of time in the slides. Okay. Focus on the demo. Yeah. Start.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Just I will share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So hello everybody, good evening. This is our presentation for the ticket resolution app integration with Discourse and webhooks. We are team 2. This is Saiti.
This is Akriti.
This is Aman.
This is Rishika.
This is Muskan.
And this is Steve.
So we selected Project 4 as our base project and integrated Discourse and GChat webhooks into our ticketing platform to enhance communication and collaboration. Our goal was to provide a centralized platform for discussion, real-time notification, and seamless information sharing among students, staff, and admins. Apart from this, we also devised a few additional features that includes the inbox feature, escalating tickets based on urgency, admins being able to generate reports to track and analyze tasks, and an ML model to predict the priority level of the tickets. Our project schedule was structured around key milestones like setting user stories, developing storyboards, designing wireframes, APIs, testing, and finally compiling. Each task was crucial in fulfilling our project requirements, from defining users to delivering a fully integrated platform.
we have developed this application keeping in mind the three key users: primary users, secondary users, and the tertiary users. Our primary users consist of the students, admins, and the support staff. Tertiary users and secondary users are also being prioritized.
Our project focuses on enhancing the user experience in a ticketing system through several key features organized into epics. The first epic involves integrating Google Chat with our platform, enabling personalized and real-time notifications for students and support staff, which facilitates prompt communication and efficient issue resolution. The second epic introduces seamless integration with discourse threads, allowing for easy categorization and organization of tickets. The third epic centers on improving ticket-related operations such as attaching screenshots, tracking ticket status in real time, and manually setting priority levels. Furthermore, the fourth epic implements a badge and achievement system for support staff, fostering motivation and recognition. The fifth epic introduces a lightweight, effective chatbot to guide ticket creation and provide relevant information, streamlining the ticket process. The sixth epic utilizes data-driven models for automatic ticket flagging and escalation, ensuring critical issues are promptly addressed. Finally, the seventh epic tackles disciplinary actions for misuse of the application, aiming to reduce excessive and duplicate ticket submission and ensure the system's integrity. Together, these enhancements aim to improve efficiency, user satisfaction, and system manageability.
So this is a sample of storyboard that we created from the staff and admin perspective to visualize how high priority tickets would be implemented within the system. Additionally, we designed wireframes to provide a prior concept of the application's interface. These steps were instrumental in planning the user experience and interface design of our ticketing platform.
For the database design of the application, apart from pre-existing tables in the project 4, we added few more tables based on the requirements of our user stories. Some of the example of these tables are inbox table, votes table, ticket tag table, ticket comment table, disciplinary action table, and so on. Next.
Now I'm talking about the components. We have several components in our application, which includes the previous components which were part of the previous project 4. But we have a ticket management system, a user engagement and support system. It includes the student and the staff members. We have a data analysis and reporting features for the admin, which handle the component which handles these features. And we have integration and automation, which includes the ML model. Now, I'll talk about the ticket management component. We have integrated discourse thread creation via our application. The APIs for that, the Swagger page we can see on the slide, and we can also see that we can register a new user on Discourse via our application. We can create a new thread on Discourse via our application, and we have selected a pre-category for that. And we also given the staff option to create new tags for the same category, so users can use them to create effective topics on Discourse. And they can also see all the topics which were created in the given category for the members. So along with that, we have ticket creation and tracking, which is there's the backend API for tracking where the ticket is in the process of being resolved. We also have real-time status updates, which we'll touch on in a little bit. We have ticket replies and comments. So as you can see on the right, we have these comments which are specific for staff and admins for ease of user management. We have also escalation of resolved tickets, which you can see on the right. There is a button where if the students are not satisfied with their with the solution, they can escalate the ticket and it will reopen the ticket. We have prioritization of urgent tickets, which we'll touch on in a future slide. And we also have an advanced tagging system, which is meant to make search and filter easy for all of the users.
Okay, let's move on to the webhooks part of our application. We have divided it into the students, staff, and the admin part. These webhooks are triggered when the particular action is performed on the ticketing application. For example, a student webhook is triggered when the admin verifies his ID or a high priority ticket is created. For example, if there is an update on the ticket, the student will get notified. Similarly, if the admin updates the FAQ, both staff and the student will get the webhook notification.
So user engagement and support component deals with three major features of our application. First one being staff and student profile approval by the admin. Next, the inbox functionality. So the inbox functionality enable a user to get personalized notification in the application itself about any new update. And lastly, we have a badge assignment feature. So we have a set of APIs using which an admin can assign or revoke badges to the student and staff based on their activities on the platform.
The project includes advanced data analysis and integration capabilities to enhance the efficiency of our ticketing system. In the data analysis section, we have implemented functions for extracting, transforming, and loading data into a CSV report through scheduled SQL queries and analytics tools, facilitating data visualization and insight generation. For integration and automation, the system will feature customizable ticket prioritization, allowing administrators to set and modify prioritization rules to finalize the urgency level of tickets. Also, an automation feature has been implemented for identifying high priority tickets based on the past data with notifications about activities on these urgent tickets. These features are designed to streamline the process and improve response times and decision making based on accurate timely data. In this project, we have leveraged a comprehensive and modern tech stack to ensure robust functionality and optimal.
I think we can move on. I mean,
Okay. Next slide, Sahiti.
Okay, we'll go ahead and talk about the teamwork. The project management approach that we chose was agile.
yeah, see,
and
all this is, I know we are running out of time, so I think you should show the demo since you have done a lot of work. Now, all this we can anyway see in your milestones as well, right?
Okay, sure. I just want to touch on some reflections that we had. Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah. That's
okay. Akriti, will you take the future scope?
Yeah, so for some features which we included as a part of our user stories, which were additional, which were not the core requirements, but we have the backend implemented for that. So we, in the next scope, in the future scope, we would like to implement new features on the front end for discourse like liking and the making the staff able to close the discussion from the application itself for some topics, and adding efficient tagging system for the given application. We also have user management front end where the staff members can restrict a user for some regulatory failings or something. And we also have a ticket tracking front end, which wants to inform the student about various tracking like in progress or solved status of a ticket. The Epic 5 user story which we wanted to implement was a chatbot feature which we could not implement, and additions to our ML model by including more data as we go about it, like adding the number of efforts and the other things which we can make use to enhance the capability of the ML model to tag the priority status of a ticket.
All right, so some reflections that we have is just that version control. Many a time we had merge conflicts which arised, and going forward we want to minimize those. As well as issue tracking, we used GitHub issues as well as our meetings and everything to resolve these, but we want to use it consistently going forward. The biggest one is time management and planning. As Akriti had mentioned, we had a lot which was done in the back end, but we weren't able to implement it in the front end. So going forward, we want to be able to plan our time accordingly with the user stories that we have. Communication and teamwork, we have very efficient communication, and going forward, we want to be able to build upon that to create an open-minded and a problem-solving environment, as well as conflict resolution. We are a team, which means we do have conflicts, and we have managed to resolve them smoothly. Going forward, we want to do that to strengthen our teamwork. And for testing, we want to be able to. We did testing, as you have seen in the previous slides, but we want to be able to take that a bit further, as testing is the first line of defense for errors. So thank you, and I guess we'll move on to the demo now.
Yes. Yeah.
I hope my screen is visible to everybody. Now I'll be taking on the demo. So this is the homepage of our application. Starting with the registration option, we are giving a new option for students to register.
And all of this was done previously, right?
Yes, sir. But so I can log in with a pre-existing user. Will that be fine?
Yeah. No. What I meant was this interface was the project implemented by the previous.
So I got this API key, which I will set.
The previous team, right? This was already there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, the new user has been created successfully, but we cannot log in yet. I will have to first log in as an admin and verify the new user which was just created. Yes, this is the admin, and we must have the new user. We can validate that, and I'd like to log in as a previous user who has created a few tickets, so we can show the functionality of Discourse from there itself. We also have an option whenever new user registered, they can register on Discourse. So maybe we can show that a little later, but we would like to move on.
So a webhook message is also triggered once the admin verified the user.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The webhook is also triggered when a new user is verified. So we can show that the user was Alex2. He was sent a webhook that your account has been verified, and now you can go on to see the. Since we have created a Discourse thread, this is a ticket card which is shown when we have a tags option. We have created by, created on, and solutions. Since it
So
is
was
in the
this
unreserved.
implemented by you or by the previous term students?
No, sir. Sir, the ticket card feature is implemented by us. The edit and delete options were there, and we can create a new Discourse post. If I create a new ticket, we have option to create the post on Discourse from our application as well. So I'll.
So basically, the previous project only had the ability to create a ticket and update a ticket and delete a ticket. So, and then the FAQs as well. So most of the features that we have created were added on top of just that foundation.
But we can create a Discourse post, and we have selected a predefined category on Discourse. When I create, this is a sample ticket. We can select relevant tags, for instance, from here. We can also upload images to Discourse via our application. And when we submit, a new post will be created on Discourse from this application. It is a little bit slow because of the presentation and everything running on the system. So yeah, the Discourse thread was created successfully. We can see that from here as well. Sample ticket description to post on Discourse. Maybe if we wait, the image must
Okay,
have
so
been.
you have embedded the Discourse thread here.
Yes, sir. We can see that, but we have APIs for liking the ticket and replying to the ticket from here only. Only this, and we have APIs for the staff to close the ticket as well. But we couldn't implement that on the front end. If we go on the local Discourse, we can see that the new post was created on Discourse in the given category as well with the relevant tags. I'll just refresh it, and it will be shown. Yes, sir. This is the new post. We can see that on Discourse with the relevant tags and the image which was used by.
Okay, so you also spoke about some using ML models to predict the
Yes,
ticket
sir.
priority.
Yes, sir. But I will show you that in a minute for previous tickets because we have this is the important thing. So if we show that you can see that the priority is around 82.69. We can show the ML model from our backend. Just give me a minute, sir. I'll show where in our do you want me to show the API where we are implementing that ML model?
No, like how did you predict it? What ML model did you use?
Okay,
Broadly,
sir.
not for code.
Yes, sir.
Show sir the code and the data set also.
No, I
Yeah,
just
actually.
want to know broadly. I can look at the code
Okay.
later.
Yes. Okay. Steve, you can go ahead and explain
Sir,
about the ML model.
we have manually created a few hundreds of threads and given it a random priority rating. And based on that, we are making the predictions.
Okay. Did you
But we can.
did you give a random thing or did you like
So-
intelligently put some.
Sir, based on our context, not anything in random, in our context, what we will often see in the discourse that I have given.
So can we
Yes,
give
sir.
a low priority and a high priority one just to?
Yes, sir, if you can give us a few minutes, Sahiti will be presenting a few features from her end, and after that we can see that. And we also want to show the resolution part of the webhook. Do you want me to show when our ticket is resolved, we
Yeah.
send a webhook to the user? So if I can log in as a staff and see that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So ticket escalation, how does it happen?
Yes, sir. I'll show that when a ticket is resolved and I go log in as a student, and that ticket is reopened, and we add a new, we add the content to the description that it has been escalated, and then the staff can reply to it again if the student is not satisfied.
Okay.
So whenever a student is not satisfied with the solution provided by the staff, he can escalate it.
Okay. So now this is a student.
This is a staff member, so they can provide a solution and add relevant attachments to the solution as well.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then the student will be notified. And sir, if a student creates a high priority ticket, at the same time we send a webhook that a high priority ticket is created.
Okay.
This is a sample solution for that. And see, the student was notified that the solution is also provided there. And sir, a few features we have for the admin. The staff can, sir, see all the discourse posts in the relevant category. We wanted to implement a close topic option here. We have the backend running, but we couldn't implement in the front end as of yet, but we would like to do that. We can also add relevant tags. For instance, the staff sees that students want to implement the tagging feature better, they can create discourse tags for this category from this application as well.
Okay.
So
You also spoke about some misuse of the application. What was that?
Yes, sir. One second. The discourse is a little slow, sir. I'll show that. Sir, so what we wanted to do is that if a student creates a number of tickets, for instance, in 20-25 minutes time frame, and all of them have similar tags, what we wanted to do was that we could suspend the user for a given time and give them a disciplinary action thing, and we can provide them cards according to that, maybe a yellow card and green card. In the profile feature we have that, but sir, we couldn't implement that from the staff's front end as of yet. We will have to get back
But the
in the
suspend
features.
user is done. No. Suspending of the user is not.
Yes, sir. From front end we can't do that. Yes, sir. Sir, now we have few features from the admin point of view, which I think Sahiti will be more available to
I think we are
present.
running out of time.
Sir, actually my salary is engaged in Discord, so I can't show them. But if you could just give us 2 minutes, we'll be able to show them.
Okay. Meanwhile, others, other instructors and examiners, you can ask questions. Yeah.
My screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just log in as the admin. And you can see that this is the dashboard, which has some important information like ticket information and user information.
So this dashboard was implemented by you or by the previous term student?
It was originally there in the previous project, sir, but it wasn't working completely properly in the backend, to be honest. But we fixed it. We managed to fix it, and it's working now. So this is one of the summary jobs, I think. Let me just.
All right. Sorry, we are quickly. We are running out of time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they can create an FAQ and then look at the FAQs, and then they have an inbox here as well. So that's what I wanted to show.
All right.
And then these are our backend APIs that we have mentioned in our slides.
Inbox, what do you mean?
For inbox, since this is the admin, they don't have any new messages right now. But if you had seen what Akriti had pointed out. Anything, so we have a summary job running in the backend. So I just triggered one a few minutes ago, and it'll send a monthly report to every single user on what their ticket, what they have done with their ticket, and what is happening with that. So I think this is the admin. They didn't have anything, but if you log in as a student, you can see that
Okay.
that they have something.
All right. Other examiners, Piyush, Shivani, Nidish, yeah, you can ask questions.
Which ML model have you used?
Linear SVR.
Okay.
And TF-IDF vectorizer for vectorization. It's a very simple model, nothing complex.
So, yeah.
If you remember from our future scope, we wanted to add some additions to the model.
Okay, cool.
What was the most challenging part and how did you all overcome it?
I think, in my opinion, the most challenging part was the combination of the backend and the front end. We have 6 members in our team. 3 of us took over the backend, 3 of us took over the front end. Although we mixed and matched here and there, I think the most challenging thing is the merge conflicts that we had with the backend and front end when we were developing the project. So we had decided to create different branches for the backend and the front end, but it managed to work for a little while. But I think next time in the future going forward, we have to make like a set of comprehensive rules or procedures that we should follow going forward. Does anybody else want to add on?
Okay, thank you, Saiti. Sir, shall we proceed with the next group, or
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
have any
yeah.
question?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. We
next
are
group you
running out
can
of
start
time.
presenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Group, you can start.
Yeah, next team, what we can do is you can just show us the from your slides, just show us the user stories, the key features, just that slide, and directly jump to the demo.
Yes,
Then
sure.
we'll go to the slides. Okay.
Yes,
If time
yes.
is there.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is group 3. We are here to present a software engineering project. This is the table of contents. And our team consists of Terry, Janani, myself, Sarnath, Vivek, Sivaramkrishnan, Lakshmi, and Akash. So the problem statement for our team is same as mentioned in the previous teams. I'll jump on directly to the type of users and the user stories. So there are basically 3 types of users. One is the primary, secondary, and the tertiary. The primary users are going to be the students, support staff members, and the support staff members. So students are going to be the primary users because they'll be able to create a ticket, edit a ticket, delete a ticket, or update a ticket. Support staff members are also the primary users because they are going to address the tickets, they are going to add it to the FAQs, enroll the students, and moderate the discourse threads. The secondary users are going to be the administrators. They possess the elevated privileges for user management, system configuration, discourse integration rules, and escalated ticket notifications. The tertiary users are the higher authorities. They receive urgent ticket notifications via GChat, webhooks, and intervene in critical issues to provide support and resolution. User stories.
So we have identified 18 user stories. So firstly, from the perspective of the student, they should be able to create a support ticket for any of the concerns they have. They should be also able to preview the similar tickets before creating a new one so as to prevent duplicates. And if there are existing tickets, they should be able to like or +1 for the prioritization of those tickets. And they should, if they want the urgent and the high priority tickets to be notified to the higher authorities via the webhooks and GChat, that should be possible. They should be able to edit or update their support tickets. They should also be able to delete it and view the status of the support ticket at any time. they should also be able to create a discourse thread for further discussion and access an updated FAQ session to find the solutions without creating tickets. And finally, if they want the option to convert a private discourse thread associated with their support ticket into a public topic for broader community discussion and input.
Okay,
Now,
so the first set of user stories, I think that was already there in the previous project, right? The creation of support. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, all of this was already there. Go to the next one. So edit update also was there, I guess. Delete also was there.
But
status also was there.
It will be integrated discourse. That's one other, like, say.
The first, and in the previous one, the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So specifically mention which you have done and which was already there. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So from the support staff, they should be able to mark a ticket as resolved once their concern has been addressed, and add the resolved tickets to the FAQ section if it's useful information. And they should also be able to categorize the resolved FAQ sessions for easy student reference and enroll the new students into the system.
So all of this was implemented by you, or was it there?
It was partially there, and we implemented the rest of it.
Yes.
They implemented the discourse parts, I think.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Now, they should also be able to escalate urgent tickets to higher authorities via the webhook integration. And they should have the ability to update and add new entries to the FAQ session and ensure that it remains up to date and comprehensive. And finally, they should be to categorize the FAQ entries based on topics or themes, which will make it easier for the students.
So was the FAQ implemented before, or have you all implemented?
Was there before?
Yeah, the last one is that the admin should have the authority to convert private discourse threads to public topics when appropriate.
Skip all. I mean, for now, we can jump directly into the demo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry.
Yes, 1 second.
Yeah.
So is my screen visible? Yeah. So here we have Discourse as well as our app. So it's similar to, the front end is similar to what was there before. So let me start by registering. Okay, so once a user has registered, so what happens is in Discourse also, the user gets registered. So here we can see user 3. And we'll also have to, the admin has to also approve of this new user. So 1 second. So this part is done. So once the admin does it, the user has been approved, and let me sign in as the new user.
So no webhooks are there integrated with this, right?
It's not there. So webhooks actually, like, we have splitted the task example. So I'll show the webhooks part.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. So let me try and create a new post. So once I select a tag and everything else, and once I do create the ticket that was done made here, it also gets created in Discourse. So this is the post here and we can also go and edit the post. So let me edit it here. So yeah, so it gets edited in Discourse too. Yeah, so and then we can also delete the post as and when we need it. So for webhooks, Sarnath will take up now.
Okay, 1 minute.
Oh, sorry, sir.
So you showed me creation, deletion, webhooks. Okay, you showed me preview or something. You talked about previewing, right?
Preview, as in
Students can preview.
yeah. Here they can see as they search. They search.
Okay, so this was also implemented previously by the
Yes,
previous.
yes, sir. So this was nothing new here. So yeah.
All right. So basically, what you have done is done the discourse integration.
Yes.
And the webhooks. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible? So how we have integrated webhooks is, so whichever have the a threshold number of uploads, then immediately each and every, like say 20 seconds, there is a batch job which will be running, and it will actually intimate this, say webhook. So the point is, I'm just running the webhook. So I'll just show you the broadcast. So it seems that ticket 1 and ticket 3, which have been like already in the database, which have been marked as high priorities. How high priority is marked is, so whenever the upvotes, basically if it is more than something, say which we have done is around 25, so about 25 upvotes have been done, and then the intimation goes straightly to the say the G chat. So this, for the illustration purposes, what I have done is I have scheduled it for every 20 seconds. But in the reality, it can be any time, maybe say around say 5 to 6 hours. It will be each and every high priority task will be checked, and then it will be like say marked.
But right now you didn't do any upvotes, right?
No, now we have not done that, because actually in my laptop the discourse wasn't loading properly, so that's why I couldn't like say run the discourse front end or the back end here. But yeah, so if we have basically upvoted, this is already existing database, which is that, which marks is high. So if suppose say the upvotes are, let's say like higher than the particular threshold, it updates to high, and then whichever it collects everything, so the function goes like this. Whichever collects the higher upvotes, that will actually say send to this cheat.
Okay. Then you also talked about this private discourse thread, making it public.
So yeah, we couldn't do that properly. We were stuck with how to handle the API itself.
Exactly.
So we were not able to implement it.
All right. Okay, I'll give time to the other examiners. Yeah, you all can ask questions.
How did you all divide the coding part?
3 people for back end and 3 people for front end was the initial plan, but in the end, back end needed more work because we were slightly confused as to how to integrate it. So we were all trying to understand it. So mostly we worked on back end, and little bit here and there we tried to do front end.
Okay, thank you, Sherry. Examiners, any other question from other examiners?
No, Shivani, that is.
Okay, I think we can move forward to group number 4. Group number 4, are you ready?
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks,
just
everyone.
one question. So basically what you have done is done the integration with Discourse and the webhook part, right?
Yes.
But are there some specific use cases wherein you have customized the discourse thread creation or post creation, or customized how the webhooks thing should happen?
So our idea was actually to more of not to go into like say very specific. We tried to actually like say with the help of even upvotes, we tried to actually let's say implement the webhook. That was our plan, and we discussed about that. So we did not do anything very specific.
Also, sir, we were initially, Discourse has a lot of features that were like very relevant to our application. So initially we had a plan of using Discourse as a backend itself, like completely. So no database of our own, so Discourse backend and everything, so that we can use all its functionality. But eventually we were not able to do that properly. So we had to drop a lot of plans here and there.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, team. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next group also. Yeah, next group also. What you can do. Again, what you can do is just talk about the key features or the user stories, and then directly jump into the demo. And then later, if we have time, we will go into the other aspects. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Divya, are you ready? Divya?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am ready. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the software engineering project presentation for Team 4. We'll move on to presenting our presentation, our slides with you. We were 6 people in the group. The names of our team members are available on the slide. So coming to milestone 1, as everyone is aware of the problem statement for this project, that we were supposed to integrate Discourse and email webhooks with an existing ticket system. This was divided into 6 milestones. The very first milestone asked us to identify our potential users, primary, secondary, and tertiary. We identified them, 3 for primary, 2 for secondary, and 3 for tertiary users. And subsequently, we developed relevant user stories for them. For all the roles, the number of user stories that we developed, you can see in the slide itself. For the student who was one of our primary users, they were the maximum user stories. There were 11 of them. So followed by 9 for support agent and 9 for admin. We'll then move on to milestone number 2, where we looked upon creating the storyboards for our project and also wireframes for our project.
Yeah, you need not explain all of this. So this is there in your reports. We are more interested in the demo. And maybe you can tell us some of the key user stories in your project and show a demo of all of them.
So one of the major user stories in terms of the student was also the primary requirement for the project, which was that the student should be able to create a Discourse ticket along with the ticket that he had created in the support system. He should have been able to create a Discourse thread corresponding to it. We have also implemented it in our application, which we'll show it to you as a demo. And subsequently, we were the support agent would also be able to reply to the ticket. This was also one of the user stories that we made sure that we included in our user stories section. The support staff, the support agent would be able to mark the ticket as an urgent, and similarly, the manager would be able to see whether how many tickets are available, how many tickets are open, how many have been resolved. These were a few major user stories that we included, which will also be available in the demo.
So yeah, what about the software developer, analyst, and third-party application? Like, what are the user stories there for them?
Yeah, for software developer, we used we integrated the documentation in the portal itself so that they don't have to move to the documentation again and again. It's just a very small feature. We just added a documentation link into the front end so that they can just move to the documentation right from the app.
And for data analyst, we have created graphical representation where he can see like how many tickets are open and closed. Also, who is the most active user and most favorited post. Also, he can export that detail in a PDF and can do analysis if he wants.
So all this was not implemented in the previous, by the
No.
previous.
No.
And third-party application.
Yeah. So shall we start with the demo?
Okay, so for third-party application, we were not able to implement it as due to we are low on time. So that was it.
No problem. But what was it? What was the feature you were planning to implement?
Okay, so we can see wait a sec.
So we wanted to include features for the third-party app is like that the app could respond to events or changes in the ticketing system and provide timely updates, but we really couldn't implement it due to lack of time. This was one of the user story that we wanted to implement, but it wasn't. I mean, we couldn't do it.
Shall we move to the demo?
Yeah. You can move through.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah, just a second. I'll just share the screen.
Okay.
Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So this is one of the student mail IDs. And as visible, this is a new student with no tickets as of now. So, and here we see multiple tickets available.
So this feature was already there previously.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. Using Argo, yeah. Okay. And now the user has options to, first of all, the most important part of the project, create a discourse thread for their ticket. And if we click on this, I'll just open up the discourse page as well. And it gets created as a personal message to the support agent. And this is the detail of the ticket. It is informed to the support agent that a ticket was created by a student with this particular username. The details of the ticket, which is basically the ticket description. And should the user then decide to update their ticket or edit the details, the same gets reflected here. Yeah, edit. Sorry. Yeah, and the same gets edited, and the cooked description also changes that the ticket was updated, the new title of the ticket, and the new description are also stated. The admin has the option to convert this into a public topic, from where it will go into the tickets category. And by default, these are all personal messages sent to the support agent. Now, just a sec. I'll just log in as a support agent. Now, the support agent receives this. And now the support agent has to, they can reply to it, or they can, let's say that this particular ticket is marked as urgent. So they can mark this ticket as urgent, as in it has to be solved, and this gets escalated to a manager using a webhook. And it is notified that this ticket has been marked as urgent, and a manager is notified. Now, if another support agent were to try to mark the ticket as urgent, they will find that they are not able to do it because the ticket is already marked as urgent. So that option is hereby disabled. And here the ticket marker bot informs via webhook that this particular ticket has been marked as urgent by the particular support agent. And
Got it.
yes, sir. Just a second.
There were other features there, right? Sorry, I missed that.
Sorry, sir.
One was mark as urgent.
Yes, sir. Mark as urgent, mark this ticket as closed, and flag it as offensive.
Okay, so if you mark it as closed,
then sir, the student gets in. The student, just a second. This particular already has a ticket closed. So the student is informed that this ticket has been marked as closed. Once the ticket is marked as closed, they have the option to rate the resolution they received on that ticket from a scale of 0 to 4. 0 is extremely unhappy and 4 is very happy. And it gets logged in.
And the student sees it.
Yes, sir. This is for the data analyst. The closed tickets, the number of open tickets, the most active users, and the most upvoted tickets as well. They have the option to export this graph as a PDF. Just a second.
So all this data is coming from Discourse?
No, so this data is coming from the ticketing application.
Okay.
Which interfaces with Discourse. And then we have the...
so how do you know which are the most active users based on the number of tickets?
So based on the logins, yes, sir. Just a second, sir. I seem to have forgotten the password for this particular user. Just retrieve it. And yeah, here you can see that the admin can keep a track of the various logs for each particular user, along with managing users, suggestions, and FAQs. And here the administrator can see that this particular user logged in at what time, which time did this particular user log in, and so on. And again, these logs can also be exported into a PDF as visible. And that's pretty much it, I think.
All right. Thanks, team. Yeah, maybe the other instructors, yeah, you can ask questions.
Hi, Bhavya.
Yeah, hi.
You mentioned about the data analyst users role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you show that again?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay, so here the graph is between ticket generated versus ticket closed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, is there anything like it's a user base or overall ticket generated?
Sorry, sir.
It's based on the number of users, right? So, most active users. How we can see that the RI is most active users, right?
No. Like most active user is like who have created most posts.
Okay.
So the person who has created most posts will be like shown in most active users, and for most upvoted tickets, the ticket which have been upvoted by students most will be shown here. And if we close a ticket, it will change the graph. One ticket will be less from open, and one ticket will increase and close.
Okay.
And it's overall tickets, total tickets that have been like
overall ticket.
Yeah.
But I think someone said like it's based on number of logins.
Yes, sir. I was talking about the login logs. I misunderstood the question being asked.
Yeah, he was talking about admin logs.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Yeah. The number of tickets has been
here we can see like tickets are increased and open tickets are decreased.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay, so how did you all divide the work between yourselves? Who took which part? How did you manage time? All of those things.
Yeah, so we basically took each role at instant first, and then when we helped each other, because there are a lot of work for the backend and the front end part, so we looked on to each other's work and divided perfectly so that everyone can learn everything, because even though if a Scrum Master is managing the Scrums, he also want to learn the front end and back end part. So we divided it like that.
Okay, and how did you all collaborate? How frequent were your meetings? Did you meet in small groups or did you all meet together always? How was it?
So basically, with the advent of all milestones, we used to keep at least 2-3 meetings so that we could understand what everybody else is doing, where everybody else is lagging, where somebody would might help. We had divided our roles. Roles as in the user roles, which we had. Somebody was taking care of students, somebody was taking care of data analyst, somebody was taking care of manager. So that way we were meeting frequently, at least towards the end of a milestone, so that we could understand where somebody else is lacking. We did have team meetings mostly, but sometimes in case we wanted to have a smaller group meeting, then those people also could meet separately. But mostly we had entire group meetings.
All right. Yeah, thanks. That's it from my side. There are other questions from others.
No, sir. Thank you, group number 4. Group number 5, you can start presenting. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so group number 5, what you can do is you can tell us the user stories or the features you have implemented, and then directly go to the demo, and then we can revisit the presentation if needed.
Okay, so hello, sir. This is Ritesh Kumar. So I'm from Team 5. So we primarily we have chosen 7 user stories. So the so primarily we have 7 user stories. So the first one being so as a student, the student wants the popular tickets and the solution available on Discourse with minimal activity, so that the solution of the ticket, so that the students can find the solution of the ticket. And the second user story is, as a student, I want my ticket to be published on Discourse as a private thread, so that only the support staff can view the thread temporarily. So then the third user story is, as a student, I want to receive an email with important details on the ticket once it has been resolved, so that the student does not miss any important notifications. So the fourth being, as a support staff, I want to change the priority of a ticket so that it can be addressed accordingly. So then the fifth one is, as support staff, I want to receive a message on GSpace informing me about the stats of the ticket system, so that I can work on them accordingly. And then, as a support staff, I want the high priority ticket to be posted as public threads, so that critical issues with more likes are addressed promptly. So then the final one being, as a support staff, I want to mark the status of the ticket as resolved, so that further irrelevant discussion on the ticket can be avoided. So these are the 7 user stories that we have arrived at after brainstorming, sir.
Great, sounds good. Yeah, and all of these have been implemented?
Yes, sir. We have implemented them.
So
Yes,
one thing, first of all, Discourse does not support public and private thread separately. So one thing we did was to, whenever a user creates a ticket and marks this ticket as a private thread, we just save the ticket as in our backend only. We are not creating a private thread or public thread for that on the Discourse. So whenever, after creating the private ticket, whenever user wants to make it public, if he changes the privacy of that ticket to public, it will be posted on the Discourse.
All right. Yeah. So now you can show a demo, and then we can come back if there is.
Good evening, sir. Just before we get to the demo, Nitish, can you fire up the demo? I'll stop streaming. One of the main things that I would like to point out is the last code base that we had. We eventually decided to change the entire front end, which Parag will be more than happy to explain. So the entire front end has been overhauled mainly using CSS, as he'll explain now.
Any particular reason why?
Yeah, so as a user or user of this, when most of the student uses support ticket system to raise their issue and something like that. So we want to a clean front end, and also the previous front end was quite junky, and as most of us don't know the Vue Bootstrap and don't know the library properly, we find it more hard to work with the Vue Bootstrap. So we changed the front end with CSS, and also revamped the whole front end and implemented the dark scheme. This not only improves the overall visibility, but also caters to the performance of many users, especially young students who often spend extended hours of looking at a screen. So this is the front end, and it's dark. And whenever a user goes to the home page without logging in, he can see all the tickets that has been created. So we are giving the users a freedom to see the tickets publicly created without logging in or creating any account. They cannot engage in this ticket without creating an account, because they cannot reply, they cannot like any ticket. So they can only do them after logging in or creating an account. Nitish, can you show the admin and login? So we have also added a forgot password option. If a user forgets a password, he can just click on the forget password and it will send a new password to his Gmail. We left the previous dashboard style of the previous project, like how many users registered and how many tickets has been created, etc., to show the admins the status, and also added a floating action button like Discourse. Clicking on that will redirect the user to the Discourse page. Yes. And in the validate user, they can validate user or support stuff by this only shows only the student slide, and if they click to the support, toggles to support, it will show all the support stuff available to be validated. In the all tickets, he can see all the tickets there exist or not. There is a filter button to filter the tickets by the badge of open or resolved. The priority is high or low.
Was the filter implemented by y'all?
Yeah. So they have added, they have a different APIs to do all that. So, and we did a cleaner version. We just extracted the API and we also implemented our. And the search bar also supports debounce function. So without clicking on the search icon, it just search automatically whenever someone types. And in the FAQ section, user can create FAQ. There are already 2 FAQs available. Yeah, can you create a FAQ? And in changing the text area on the form, we added the markdown editor to help the admins or users to create a formatted document of FAQ or tickets. And in the manage section, go to the manage, yeah. In the manage section, they can delete all the available students and support stuff. And they can also create new tags. These tags are not in the Discourse, but we implement the tag system in our own system. So user can add multiple tags and submit them, and it will create the new tags there. Yeah. Nitish, you can now present the student.
So
and
you
support.
mentioned something about changing or marking some tickets as high priority.
Yeah, we'll show that in the support stuff at login.
Oh, that's the support stuff. Okay, this is admin. Okay, got it.
Can you log into support stuff? Yeah. So whenever a support staff logins to an account, he is greeted with all the tickets available, be it publicly or private tickets, because support staff, they need to resolve their issue. So click on a ticket, a open ticket, yeah, and they can change the priority of a ticket to high to low. Or changing this ticket to high priority will send a notification to OSTS online that the ticket has been created. As you can see, a new notification is here now. It shows the link to the ticket. Yeah, they can also like that ticket and they can reply to a ticket. And after replying, they have the option to mark the ticket as resolved. So if they mark this ticket as resolved, it has a nice animation. If you go back, so there will be new badge. Instead of open, it will be shown as resolved. No, you can. Yeah, you can show the discourse function also. Yeah, good.
And you also mentioned a webhook or email goes to them saying that it's resolved.
Yeah, so whenever a student creates a ticket, if a support staff replies to a ticket, the student will get an email regarding that the support staff is replied to that ticket, and he can log into the account and see the more options.
Not when the ticket is resolved.
No, when the ticket is resolved, they will also get the notification in the email. Can you show the email? This is the created email. Or you can create new student with new email. So that
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to ask that. Okay.
So this is the new user. He has not created any account ticket yet. Let's create a new ticket. Add a attachment, maybe. Okay. Allow public thread. So allowing a public thread will send this ticket to the discourse. Okay, yeah. So I think in the discourse it will, yeah, reload the right. Okay, yeah, and you can reply to the ticket. Can you also open the Gmail account or temporary email account of that ticket? See, Nitish. Yeah, so we have created a temporary email to show that the email system is working. Yeah, you can reply to the ticket. Yeah. Yeah, the OSTS, we have already shown the OSTS. Yeah, so he gets an email that his ticket's priority has been changed. So can you reply to the ticket as a support staff, Nitish? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, there is also a new ticket. Can you click on the? Yeah. Can you click on the subject email? Yeah. So this is the body. It shows that the ticket ID with this has been resolved. Also the support team member. Yeah. You can go back and mark the ticket as resolved, and it will also send the new email to the.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, team. Examiners, you can ask questions.
you would have also done the app dev projects, right? So how was your experience in the software engineering project compared to as that of app dev projects?
Uh, I think for the app dev 1 and 2 project, we had to create a new software from scratch. So it was a completely different experience from this one, because in this one we have to work with the previously created project, and we had to understand that code base properly to work with that. So I think it was hard but manageable. There was some issue sometimes while sometimes because we are using different programming paradigm, and we are not used to using Flask API blueprint and resource, etc. And their file structure was different. But while working on that, we also learned new stuff, and I think it also helped us tremendously work on a
like
large.
Parag said, it was a difficult thing to do something like which was already developed. And another thing was after projects were done alone, separately, individually. But this project, when we do it as a team, that was interesting challenge. Working with one another, planning stuff and everything. Yeah. So that was one experience that we enjoyed.
Srishti and Shailesh, do you want to say something?
Yeah, in AC project, mainly working in team was a very nice experience for me.
Okay. Krushi sir?
Okay, yeah, that's nothing else from my side. Yeah. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Group 5. Group 6, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes, we are
here.
Yeah, you can start your presentation.
Okay.
Okay, group 6, like what I've told the other groups, you can start by talking about the key features or the user stories which you have implemented, and then you can directly jump into the demo, and then if there's time, then we will go back to the presentation.
Sir, we have actually implemented our presentation such that we'll be going through the storyboards so that we cover the user stories in a kind of interactive way. Would that be fine as well?
Okay, works. Yeah, but don't get into the other aspects. Yeah, focus on the features and show the demo. We want to see
Perfect.
the
Keep it brief and short. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sharing. Is my screen visible?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So hi, we are team number 6, and this will be our presentation for our final submission for the AC project. I'd like to start off by introducing our team members. I'm Abel George. We have Alan Pais with us. We have Gokul Shamsundar, and we have Shankaran Nambutri. So quickly, I'd like to just show you the user storyboard. So basically, our objective with this project was to implement to look at two sides of the same coin. So one side we have the students, and another side we have the teaching assistants. Both of them have their own issues. The students, they basically want a platform where they can both formally and informally ask their questions. So they want to interact with their peers and the official staff of the BS program at the same time while asking queries. So this user board basically shows the flow that our ticketing system implements. So let's say in this storyboard, Samantha has an issue. So she creates a ticket in our ticketing system, and she also applies for it to be sent to Discourse. And now if an official TA for that particular course approves her request, her peers will be able to help her out in Discourse, while at the same time she'll also be waiting for the official feedback from the BS support team. So through this, she's able to achieve both the formal and informal means of answering her query.
Here we come to the staff storyboard, in which we try to address the problem of the support agents and the support team, in which So we take a small example over here. Like, so Anna is a support agent for the PS program. But what happens is that since we are so many students and we have a lot of tickets coming with a lot of different priority orders, we need to order them properly and give them for proper processing, right? So the problem that happens generally is that the ticketing system has a lot of tickets and it's very overwhelming for the support team. So in order to enhance this and to solve this problem, we have this GChat integration which we have implemented, which helps to get order and direction in the ticketing system. The biggest you can say impact that GChat has is that it provides real-time notification for high priority tickets. And because of this, Anna, which is a support agent which we have used in the staff storyboard, it streamlines our workflow properly, in which higher priority tickets are brought to a notice and are resolved first as compared to the lower priority tickets. And as a result of this, everybody's queries get answered according to their priorities. The target audience that we have used basically are the active IIT MTS and ES students, course TAs and instructors as are the primary users. Secondary users are the course moderators, different course professors, and the tertiary users are the matching team. So the biggest scope that we have tried to cover over here is that we have to build and modify different APIs for the create, read, update, and delete operations on 3 different things that are posts, the different tags and categories, the different users. Asynchronous jobs have been implemented using the Redis and Celery, and the biggest implementation or the biggest feature is that we can notify course instructors using these GChat webhooks. We had to modify the earlier code base which was given to us and add these new features, mainly pertaining to Discourse and GChat in our project. We also were very sequential and very methodical about how we did our planning. We used Jira as the software tool to plan our Scrum meetings. And
Alan, what you can do is maybe directly jump into the...
Yeah, okay, all right, sure. Yeah. I'll hand it over to Gokul.
So like I will show the present like admin part and GChat part of our project. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I will log in from the admin account.
So the UI, did you all change it?
No, sir. We didn't change. We only did the changes which are necessary for the Discourse implementation and GChat.
All right. Okay.
So here we have a Discourse setup page, and like here the admin can enter a domain name and API key, and here we have test category. Like this is a category where like ticket will be first posted before it is getting accepted. So here's the category. Like admin can also change from here. A change has come over here, and we have also made like an instruction for that. Now I'm coming to this subject tag page. So when a tag is created over here, a similar tag will be created on Discourse also. So I am creating a subject tag, and I'm refreshing this, and like the tag has come over here. I can also modify it. So yes, that change has come. Now coming to secondary tag, the admin can also create secondary tag, and on tag groups secondary tag will come. So now I would like to show of how a student is onboarded onto our platform. So the student can click like come to register. So the students should use the same email ID in Discourse and in platform. Here I am not using the same email ID, so this won't work. So they are asking to use the same email ID. So I will use the same email ID over here. So like this email ID exists on Discourse. So the student is able to register. So that is with the admin part of Discourse. Now I will show the GChat integration that we have done. So here the admin can set up a GChat webhook. So I'm copying the webhook URL and pasting it here. So I am setting this to 2. So what is saying is, like, if a particular post get 2 likes in 1 hour, then that post will be automatically triggered to GChat.
Got it. Okay.
So now I will show the demo of this. So that for that I am going to a student account. First, I will show how to manually escalate the tickets. So to manually escalate, like, you student have to click here, and sorry, the ticket has been manually escalated. Now I will show how to auto escalate a ticket. For that, like, I have signed in from 2 accounts, and I will auto escalate this ticket. Here is 1 account, and here is account which I created just now, and I'm going to the same ticket, AQ, yeah, and I will like from 2 account. So there has been 2 likes in 1 hour, and it has been auto escalated. It has also said that it has been auto escalated.
Right, and these. Oh, this has not been added to Discourse yet. No, these.
The Discourse functionality, like, will be shown by Google now.
Okay, okay, no problem. Yeah. Did you finish your demo?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Google.
Sure. Let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen? I think it should be visible now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So I have my code running here, all the backend, front-end stuff, and then Discourse is running locally, and so is the Mailhog. So Mailhog has already sent dummy mail. So let's just get started with the student user part now. So as a student, I log in, and then I say, Python's a subject. I have a query, and I can go and create, post. So I say that I have doubt and while loops. So I have had a doubt in while loops for a while, something like that. So then you can choose your tag, and you can also add images, right? So you can add these. So these are just some of our testing. So let me just take a PyTest image and add this. And you can, right here you have a button which says add to Discourse. So now this will add the add this post under the test category that Shankaran just mentioned. So now when I create the ticket, just a minute. Yeah, so now when you go to Discourse, I'm logged in as the admin. Check this. One second, I think it's not. I need to log in as admin. Sorry for that. So, you have this doubt and while loops right here. And you can see that the image is here as well, and it's under the test category renamed. And, let's just go back, and I can create one more post, right? And let's say this is
right now it's visible only to the admin or to everyone?
Yeah, it's only visible to the admin, and the TA can also look at it within this ticketing system. So now let's say I add a bogus post, right? Let's say it's like, what can RCB do now? And like, it's just something which is not valid. So now as a staff user, I can just go ahead and say test passport. And under Discourse requests here, I can see that, pending requests, I have doubt and while loops, test pig upload and all that. So I can accept this request. It will be accepted. So once this is accepted, now it goes to Python. As you can see, let me just refresh, it will be unlisted as well. So it goes to Python and it's unlisted. So now everyone can see it. And let's say I have a bogus request, I can say this is reject. So now it's rejected from Discourse as well. So it got deleted. So this is basically the way in which the posts and all work. And now let's say I want to create a post and like I want to show if someone replies to it on Discourse, what happens, right? So now as let's say as an admin itself, I can reply to this post. So right now, currently, whatever we are doing is we are sending a mail with using Redis and Celery, and it's scheduled for 1 hour. I'll just restart Redis and Celery so that it does it every 10 seconds after I type this reply, and it should pop up in my mailbox. So I say, oh, looks like we need more. It's just something. So now I just go into my app.py here, and then it's set to 3600 because there's like a rate limiting thing with Discourse, so that once you send too many requests, then they start kind of rejecting the get request. So we had to kind of, let me just restart this and let me restart Celery as well. Sorry. Yeah. And let me just restart Celery. So now in my mail hub, when I go here, you have this. This is from a previous one. So this is the reply from the admin is now visible here on your mailbox as well. So this is basically our overall functionality. And yeah, I mean, I'd like to thank all my teammates, Abel, Alan, and Shankaran, and also thank Siddhant Rathod for helping us with the Discourse setup. He's also a co-learner in this program. So thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Gokul. Yeah, maybe the other examiners, you can ask questions first.
What are the challenges that you have faced, and how did you all overcome it?
Well, ma'am, this was the first time we actually, I mean, at least for most of us, we worked in a team for like a software engineering type project. We all had worked for the strategies for professional growth. So at least for me and most of my teammates, it was like one of the first times using a version control software like Git. So it was kind of initially, it was like a bit of a challenge to kind of understand how the pull and clone and all of that worked. And also getting everyone together on the call and like making sure we make actual progress and report it properly was also a challenge in the beginning. But then, once we actually scheduled weekly meetings, which would happen regardless of anything. So we will all come and join that, and we'll discuss our tasks and progress and all that. So that made it a lot more sequential and methodical. So it made progress quite easy.
Okay, thanks, Gokul. Examiners, any other question?
Nothing from my side.
Producer?
Okay, so so how did you all like meet and discuss, and like did you all meet every day, every week, or and how did you all divide work amongst yourselves? Who was like the manager? Did anyone work on the front end, someone else on the back end, or how was it?
So as you can see, a lot of work wasn't done on the front end part. Most of our work was with the back end, Redis, Celery, asynchronous jobs, and all that.
Yeah.
So how we divided work was basically Alan, Shankaran, and we took up the backend parts. Alan took the GChat, Shankaran took the Celery tasks, I took the Discourse parts, and Abel was handling all the beautification documentation parts of the project and creating the storyboards, coming up with the idea and all of that. So this is how we divided our work, and it kind of allowed us to spend appropriate amounts of time each one of us on different parts and understanding the entire program as well.
Okay, and do you all know each other before? I mean, before as in previous, like based on previous courses, or did you all just pair up for this project?
Alan, do you want to take this?
Yeah, Yes, sir. We just kind of paired up on the project. It was like from mutual friends, we added people. So yeah, we made a good group out of that.
Okay. And are all of you all working professionals or studying or like?
This is my only degree, sir. I'm doing this full time, so third year.
Yeah, I'm also doing it full time.
Yes, I think me and Abel, I finished my bachelor's in computer science. I'm doing this full time right now. I think Abel
Yeah,
is pursuing his bachelor's. And
yeah, I've already completed a degree, so this is my second one.
Okay. No, why I'm asking is when you, I think all of you have not worked uh, in a company before, right? So yeah, so I wanted to check how was your experience working in a team like this.
Yeah,
We have
miss.
only had experience with internships before,
Uh,
and in that we don't have. We actually that wasn't as in depth as this course. So even there, we were only reporting to our manager. There wasn't any much planning involved. There was no tracking involved. So this course actually gave us a very good insight into how Agile works. Especially Agile was pretty interesting to learn.
okay, thanks team. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Group 6. Group 7, are you ready? Group 7?
I think we are slightly ahead of schedule, but I think their time was 8 o'clock. Or
So just give me a minute, I will check.
yeah, maybe we can take a 3 minute break, uh, and we can start at 8. Okay.
Yes, sir. They are scheduled for it. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Let's take a breather.
Yeah.
Let's wait for 3 minutes. Huh?
Yes, sir. Pradeep, where are your group mates? Pradeep Singh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. They're just joining in once again.
Okay.
I'll just send up a reminder. Right, ma'am. So our team has joined. May we start?
Yes, you can start.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, sir, just one thing, maybe you can, instead of showing the entire presentation, you can start with describing the user stories or the key features of the system, then jump into the demo, and then if there's time, we can always revisit the presentation.
Sure. Right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So our team has been working this term to build upon an existing application designed by previous students. So our goal was to enhance the online support ticket system through some strategic integrations that address current shortcomings and improve overall functionality. So our primary objectives for this project were twofold. First, we aimed to integrate with Discourse to allow for the creation of discussion threads for each ticket. But this enhances communication and also fosters community involvement. Secondly, we implemented webhooks to manage and notify the support team of high priority tickets, ensuring that the urgent issues they are promptly addressed. So several core functionalities were pre-implemented. For the Discourse integration, the So with the integration of Discourse, each ticket now has the capability to initiate a thread. This facilitates deeper discussions, allows for community interaction, and ensures that communication is maintained not just between students and support staff, but also among students themselves. It provides a platform where issues can be discussed in depth, potentially leading to resolutions. And the second one is the webhook integration. So we integrated webhooks with GChat to highlight and address urgent tickets quickly. This feature allows high priority tickets to be instantly recognized by higher authorities, ensuring that the critical issues can be handled swiftly and effectively. And now I'll hand over to my teammate, who will continue with the next part of our presentation.
So basically, we can identify primary users and secondary users. Like primary users are who directly interact with the system, and secondary users are those who are affected by the system without with the product without directly interacting with it. So going to the user stories on the next slide. Basically, in a user story, we have three components: a stakeholder and a need and the value. So a stakeholder is a person, whether it's a user, it can be a user or admin, whoever, and the need could be like the wants they wanted, and the value is the outcome they will need to get. And going to the next slide. So these are the user stories, discourse thread creation integration. So as a support staff member, one wants to create a discourse thread when the ticket is submitted, so that the issue can be discussed and all. And dynamic discussion visibilities, where a moderator who's a secondary user, he has the ability to change a discourse thread from private to public. And coming to thread privacy setting enhancement, uh, can you go to the previous slide? Yeah, coming to the first one. Yeah, thread privacy setting enhancement. A support admin who wants to newly form a thread, it by default it can be private and accessible only by the admins and all. So can you please go to the next slide? And these are for the notification of discourse reply. So as a student, one wants to get a notification when his post or gets liked or he got a reply. So webhook integration for high priority tickets is when the ticket is like unsolved, or if the resolution given by the team is not, I mean, if the student is not happy with that, he can raise the ticket, so that he'll get a notification in GChat. And the satisfaction surveys for ticket closure is, so as a support admin, he needs to have a satisfactory survey on the each ticket closure, whether the student is satisfied with that or not. Can you go to the next slide? So next, these are the coming to this automatic removal of associated threads. As a student, one wants to remove automatically when he deletes the ticket, the thread should get removed automatically. And so, the monitoring support system performances, as an admin, one wants to know the metrics of the ticket resolution. So I would next, coming to priority flagging of urgent attention. As a student, one wants to check his ability to mark a ticket as urgent, so that similar to this high priority tickets, one can get the prompt attention of the issue. And going to attachment feature for enhanced issue detailing, it is nothing but if he wants to attach any files or images, he can attach those. And ticket uploading for prioritization. So if there is an existing ticket, so it can add one more on that. So I mean, like, we can make it popular. And thread pinning for priority management is, as a support admin, if I pin or unpin, I can pin or unpin discourse thread based on the importance. So I would like my teammate to take.
So now we can directly jump into the demo. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, team. Good evening. So let me share my screen. So, is my screen is visible?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, so this is the pre-existing application. So in the application, you can. So first, I'm going to create a new student, which student 6. Any mail ID we want. So once it's created, so just yeah. So now I have created the new student, and just now I am going to create a new new ticket, which is in the category of AppDev1. So in AppDev1, I'm going to create okay, I'm here, and first thing I'm going to I'm not going to make it a private or any privatization. Just I want to show how it is communicating with our application to the Discourser. So I'm going to create a new ticket. Yeah, so the ticket is created. So it choosing the tag and creating it. Yeah, so the new ticket is created. If you go for my local Discourser and I'm refreshing the page, so yeah, the new ticket is actually created. So the name of student 7, and coming now, I'm going to create the same ticket. And okay, and now I'm going to add some extra commands. So I'm adding the commands here. So this is the command. You can see the same command will be added in the Discourser as well. And next thing, we are going to add a market as a solution here. And once I come back, chapter 1. So I marked as a solution. So here we introduce the new button called not satisfied. So once I click this not satisfied button, then we will get a notification in our separate GChat. So
we created a private GChat application for only the admin and the staff members.
Yes. So I'm going to click a not satisfied one, and yes, now user is not satisfied. We can get a notification here, and coming to the now I'm going to create a so the same how it is going to work on a prioritized ticket as well. So if you create a ticket, then the same ticket details is going to be displayed inside our private chat here. And I'm going to show the private, make as a private ticket. Now I'm going to create. So content. I make as a private, and I'm going to add some recipients who's already there. So I'm using my this is my username, and I'm adding another as well. So student 4 tag, whichever week you want to, I can select it, and you can create it. So the new private ticket is created, and now you can see. So it is already logged in. You can see the private ticket is actually created, and I have added the student 4 and student 7 is the actual user, and student these two is actually I mentioned these two users user IDs actually I mentioned in the private ticket, right? So those details can be showed inside the private ticket. So yeah, yes, team. So the I think I covered most two new features.
So for tickets, you talked about upvoting, pinning, all that is part of Discourse, right?
Sorry?
You spoke about upvoting a ticket, marking a ticket as pinned, all of that is part of Discourse, I think.
Yes, yes.
And so you spoke something about this satisfaction survey ticket closure thing. As a user, can I?
Yeah, satisfaction, which I what Sai said, right? So when if the resolved ticket is there, if you are not satisfied here, then you can use this button so that you can get a notification in the private chat. So in this chat, you can add a PODs and another important person related to the particular subject. So they can easily identify that one. Okay, user is not satisfied for this particular question, so they will take a look on that one.
Okay, and where will that? It will come in the chat.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Sorry, it will come in the chat.
Yes. So this one. So
user is not satisfied. Okay,
yeah.
And then it will go back to unresolved.
No, actually, for the unresolved thing, we didn't implement that thing. So we just give a heads up to the actual PODs and higher level of the subject so that they can take a look on that one.
Okay. And you spoke something about this FAQ dynamic updation, right?
So dynamic updation is like so if you add any if you have already one ticket in our application and you are going to add a commands, not only the particulars, the user which you are created. For example, I'm going to log out the student 6-7 and I'm going to log in student 3. Okay, let me check for any new. Okay, I'm going to create a new one so that it will not be confused. So this so this ticket is created by student 3. So you can see here the topics to demo. So this is student 3. So what we mentioned that as a dynamic sense, it's not only working for the particular user. So in case if I go for student 7. Logging in and the question is created in AppDev2, right? So it is in unresolved. So
okay, so other students also see that particular ticket.
Yes.
But that I think was implemented before itself, right? In the previous version.
Yes, but what we added in the disclosure. So well, we just integrated with the disclosure also.
Okay, so that integration with the discourse you all have done, but otherwise the ticket was visible to all students, right?
Yes, correct. Because as per the previous code base, for this particular student 7, the commands is also they handle in a different way. So that's why we added in the multiple places to make sure that it's working for all the cases.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. Other examiners, any questions?
What are the features that you would like to add to this project or modifications that you would want to make to this project in the future?
So you're asking the feature, new features or
the modifications or the not yet implemented and you would want it to implement in the future?
Okay, in that cases, I can see like in a disclosure API. So here I found these badges. So these badges also you can use this one, like how our actual disclosure is working, right? So we can take by using the disclosure API call, we can get these badges and we can introduce the same system like this is a active user, pro user, so star user kind of things. You can implement in our application also, so that if anyone providing some answers, then if you get some answers And if he is a pro user, I mean, he used to give answer frequently, then the questioner who asked the question, right? So he will get some confidence, like, okay, he used to respond he used to respond each and every question, I mean, frequently, so that we can rely on that particular answer. So that questioner might get some confidence. And so the remaining thing notification which are already there. So private message we already implemented, and yeah, admin uses these also already there. So I can say like this uh, badges alone.
And the other one
Okay.
I need to add is the person who is present in online, like we see in the specific like green icon, the person who is online. So he can, if the person tag that person who is present in online, then he can give the instant replies like that.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Team 7. Team 8, you can start the presentation. Thanks, Team 7.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, team 8, what you can do
Yeah.
is you can just briefly explain the user stories or the features which you have implemented, then directly jump into the demo, and then we can revisit the presentation if there's time.
Sure. Okay, so Ravnil, could you share the screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. My screen is visible, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
screen is visible.
Yeah.
Just open up the PPT for user stories and a brief. We will brief that first. Yeah. Just go to the first slide only. Just give to the yeah. First slide.
First slide, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so we are introducing ourselves. So we are team 8. So we are for this project, and we have the members Shyam Sundar, Mahidar, Pooja, myself, Shivashish, Ravnil, Pranam, and Suraj. So we have taken our respective roles like Scrum Master, Front End, Back End, and Tester and Project Engineer. So I would like to request Mahidar to give a brief about the user stories and what was the core requirement at the initialization, please.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity, Shibasish. I'll talk about user identification. While thinking about this project, we came up with three user categories: primary users, secondary, and tertiary users. And then for primary users, we identified that students and support staff who used to answer students' questions are the primary users for this application. And then for the secondary users, we decided on managers who manage the people that have access to this website as the secondary users, and tertiary users are those that provide the hosting platforms and are software developers that provide support for this application. Can we go to the next slide? And then as far as user stories, these are the user stories for a student. So for a student should be able to raise a ticket, and he should be able to attach files or screenshot to support query or tickets. And a student should be able to view the status of the submitted tickets, if it's opened or it's closed, or if it's replied or if it's getting any replies. And then he should be able to search to the FAQ section for solutions before creating a new ticket, so that he can find his answers that is implemented via a recommendation system when we are creating a new ticket. So, and then for as an admin, as a student, we also want tags to be added to the ticket, so that your ticket reaches the right person for the job, for the answer, to receive the response quicker. And then to receive notifications in Discourse when someone answers the thread in your thread created for your ticket. And then as an admin, our main purpose as an admin is to manage users that are residing in this website. So a main purpose of this admin is to give the power to manage manage users by adding or deleting users in the website. And then can you move to the next slide? And then as a support agent, he should be able to view the responses, or he should be able to see the tickets, and he should be able to raise the priority of the tickets by uploading it, or he can move it to the FAQ section for the students to view it in time of need. Yeah, so as far as project scheduling is concerned, I'll just pass it on to Shibasis for explaining it.
No.
So
We need
our evaluator wants to see the demo. So we can start the demo. If required, we can move back to the presentation.
Yeah. Okay then. For this page, this is the login page, and the details for this login page are provided when the user is added via an admin while in the website. So just type user there. So once you go to this page, if you see the manage users tab, you can see add a user by email ID option, and then delete a user by username, and add multiple user by CSV option. So once you enter all these necessary details, and then if you press submit, the user will be created both in the database as well as in the discourse part. And the requirements for creating the username and password are provided as placeholders for like student name. Username should be around 3 characters, and then the password should be around 10 characters. So yeah, we can choose a role, and then it will be added to the front end as well as to the database as well as the discourse part. Yeah, we can see that the user has been added, student 1. And then regarding tickets, I'll just pass it on to Pranam to talk about it.
Yeah, thank you, Mahinder. Yeah, so we can log in as a student, as a new student, to the ticket integration app. And on the dashboard, we have a button to create a new ticket, and in the all ticket section, if you can show that, we have some previously created tickets and which have been uploaded as well, some of them, and we have an FAQ section as well, which shows the FAQs been accepted by the admin. And in the dashboard, we can create a new ticket, and while creating new tickets, similar previously created tickets will be shown in the right hand side of the screen.
So all this was implemented in the previous project, right?
Yeah. We can create a ticket. And once you click on submit, a new ticket gets generated, and ticket will be shown as unread first of all until a support agent sees the ticket, and Ravinil can show the integration.
Sorry, what did you say? A ticket is?
Ticket will be shown marked as unread until a support agent sees it, and once it sees it, it will be marked red in green color.
So it's not gone into discourse yet, right?
It's in discourse. It's in discourse.
Oh, so every ticket you create automatically goes as a topic in discourse.
So it will go as a private message to the support team. So here we have a discourse support team user. So whenever there is a message coming, it will come as a private message. And based on
message come now, as it comes.
Student have required is coming here. So if the support agent wants to make it as a public, he can do it from here now directly. Okay, that access is not given to this user now, so he or she can make it as a public post to this one. So also that if the post is being edited, it will be also edited in the message itself. If I do it here, here it will also change, and delete is also working. So if I delete the message from here, it will be also deleted from here. That is our discourse integration part. Also, we have salary integration, which Pooja will speak about. Also, to be noted that salary is not working on the system due to system restrictions. So she will just go through the code to explain it. Pooja, can you?
Yeah. So here salary task is first salary fetches all the ticket details based on the ticket ID from the database, and then it will check of the required if it is urgent or is a high priority on some basis based on the some conditions. If it meets all the requirements as it's urgent or a high priority, then it will get notified on the Google Chat notification. And if we get some error, then it will also be logged as some error here. And due to some system constraint, we are not able to show it in this part in the demo.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think the demo is over. Yeah. Maybe I'll ask the other evaluators to ask questions first.
What are the challenges that you have faced while working on it as a group, and how did you all overcome it?
Yeah, as a Scrum Master, I would like to respond to that. So initially, the thing was that we need to use the previous codes. So I mean, apart from identifying the user stories and all those things, so previously, whatever the projects we have done it from scratch. So whatever the thing we have already, but in this kind of project, the dynamics we have faced that we have to build something on the top. The way actually the professional companies work, they don't start everything from scratch. They roll out the versions. So to line up with the previous setup or whatever the things they have done, and to assimilate our own ideas into that, and as a team to reflect into those things and to develop onto that. So that was the initial challenge we faced, and we have taken lots of time to understand the previous code. So that we have overcome with the use of the tools, the things that you have taught in the project course. So that is a part. Another part was that we are from different diverse groups in different ages with different technological backgrounds. Someone is fresher, someone is working for 10 to 13 years. So now in a student mode, we have to work together, come up in a same platform, takes various roles like a front-end developer, Scrum Master, tester. We are not like a professional veteran into this. So those things was initially a challenge that we have learned.
Other team members, do you want to add anything to this?
I just wanted to say that the way the team functioned, I liked it actually because this is my first time working in a professional environment because I'm just a fresher. I'm still doing my ECE in bachelor's in ECE. I'm in the final year right now. So working with professionals right now, some who are in the industry currently, it was a new experience for me actually.
Okay, thanks, Prajeet sir. Yes, Pooja, you want to add?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm also fresher in this field, so it's very challenging for me also to work in like this but it is a very good experience to work in a team with some professionals.
Okay, thanks, Pooja. Prajeet sir?
No, nothing much. So how did you all work? As in, you all said it was a good experience, but how did you all plan your meetings? Did you meet every day, every week? Did you meet in separate groups or did you meet together? How was the work divided?
I'll answer that. We usually had meetings 4 days once, and then every 4 days once we would usually meet. The full strength of the team is actually usually expected, but sometimes due to some situations, some people might be missing. But we'll fill the details of the meeting onto them in the group chat that we have, and in this way we communicated clearly what is happening with the team. That's it.
And one interesting thing I want to add that during this project session, we have faced lots of things like this discourse integration. We were facing trouble setting up the discourse because somebody was using Apple system, somebody is using Linux-based system, somebody is using Windows. So those things, like nobody is expert here. So we need to connect offline. Maybe some of us has an experience into that. So they have contributed. We have learned through various internet resources. So whatever we have learned in our like Mad2 projects and all those things, that has really put into test during this course. So it was a nice experience overall.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, team. Thank you.
Thanks, Shivashish. Thank you, team
Thank you.
number 8.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks support team. I'll just we'll log off now.
And we would like to a large point, and through this course we have learned a lot, and as per like whatever you were teaching, we were learning side by side, and it was very easy to implement practically. So it was great course. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the
Thank you.
invitation.
Thanks team for the extensive support. We'll log off now. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Team 9, are you ready? I think we are ahead of time. Okay, I will check again. Team 9, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Just give us 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, sure.
One member is just joining in.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We are ready.
Okay, you can start the presentation.
Okay.
Okay, team 10, what you can do is just you can start off by briefly explaining the key user stories which you have implemented, and then we can jump into the demo, and then we can revisit the presentation if there's time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, just we are team 9, not 10. Just putting it
Oh,
out.
sorry. Yeah. Sorry, team 9.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So we'll quickly present our user stories, but before that, we'd just like to take a minute to explain the key users that we identified. So the key users that we identified were as primary users, students and support staff are the primary users, since they are main users and they will interact with the system directly. Next, we have secondary users, which will be admin in our case. Since they don't play an active role, they help support primary users. And we finally have tertiary users, which are higher authority members or members from relevant teams like operational teams, tech team, etc. The involvement is more indirect or systemic, focusing on the broader implications of the software's application or operation. So having identified users, now let's look at the user stories in detail. So I will now hand it over to Pragati and Harman, who will be explaining the user stories. Pragati, you're on mute.
Sorry. Okay, as Jayat explained, like we have divided our users into 3 parts. So first, I'm going to explain the user stories related to students. So what we have done, the first objective of the student is to register on our app, and as soon as the student registers, Discourse ID should be activated. And the second user requirement is that whenever a student want to create a ticket, so the student should have an option whether he or she want to make his or her ticket public or private. If the ticket is public, then it will be posted to the Discourse, else it would be only visible to him and the support team. Next user story is that if suppose if the student is not satisfied with the answers of the support team, so he can like if he's not satisfied, he can query his tickets as unresolved, and and then the support team can again reconnect with the user, the student, and then the better answer can be provided on their behalf. Now the user stories for the staff members are as follows. So like what the staff members want, suppose like if the tickets are of like high value and is of main priority, then the support staff can escalate that ticket to the higher authorities or even to the relevant team, so that the faster solutions can be given. Also, the support staff members have an issue like support staff members can suggest the admin for creating the FAQ. Similarly, there's one more user story for support staff is that they have an object. They can like flag an irrelevant thread, and if they find that the content is unnecessary or irrelevant. Okay. Now I'll ask Harman to explain the rest of the user stories.
Yes, thank you, Pragati. So admin being the secondary user, the much of the functionality of admin comes after the support staff member. So the previously mentioned flag posts, admin can delete them for easy organization of the platform. And the second thing is that much like our traditional support system, admin here approves both the request for student and the support staff. And finally, he or she can approve the frequently asked information as FAQ. Moving on to the next slide, lastly, we have tertiary users. So higher authority, they can receive notifications about the high priority tickets and then handle these escalations easily. And lastly, the relevant teams member, they want to receive relevant tickets on GChat corresponding, sorry, and they can resolve these queries quickly, ASAP. Thank you.
Okay, now I request Shubham, Sharan, and Yukti to present the demo of the app.
So my screen is visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So as a student, he can register for our system. So he can select from the roles for which he want to register. He is going to put the password and submit. Okay, as soon as he is registered, he will get a mail that you are now registered, and admin will approve your request shortly, your account shortly. Okay, same process is for the sports staff. So sports staff can register himself. And as the sports staff will register, he will get a mail that your account is registered, and admin will approve it shortly. Okay, after that, admin has to approve the account. Okay, so here admin can approve student, and he can approve sports staff also. So as soon as approval of the account is done from the admin side, he will get a mail that your account is active, and this is the link for sports system, our online sport ticket system, and this is the link for Discourse, and these are the Discourse credentials. Means as soon as admin will approve, a Discourse account will be created for that specific user, and these credentials will be sent to the user. Okay, so after that, let me move on to the student and how student can log in and make the tickets. Okay, so I am going to put the email ID that I have created right now. So student 11, password. Okay, so right now Noticket is here. So student can create multiple tickets. First of all, this create enter title will work as search title for, and here all the tickets which are publicly posted, means which are posted on the Discourse, will be shown side by side, and we can search from here also. And this is the link. If you want to go to the Discourse and see that post, he can directly go to that post. And if there is no public post related to that query that student want to resolve, then he can create a new query. Okay, so I am just going to make a new query. Okay, so let me make one simple query. Okay, so thing is that I can create two type of tickets. One is public and another is private. So public ticket will be posted on the Discourse. I can select public here. Okay, I can select any sports staff if I want to tag that sports staff to my query, and I can select the category for which I want to post that. Okay, I am going to make it to WebHop. Okay, and I am just going to submit the form.
So those this support staff is a user with the name support_second, or what is the support_second?
Okay, so these are the usernames
which it fetches from Discourse, or
yeah.
No, so to explain, just to chime in here, when you look at support staff, now if we look at our current Discourse system, we have a pod team, we have a course team, right?
Yeah.
So this is the support staff that we are referring to. So like how we have Shivani ma'am, so we have named it as support 1, support 2, but they are actually like people from the course team that we can tag.
These are the dummy support members.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
so
So they correspond to users of your
which has
ticketing
4
system.
privileges.
Support users,
yes,
of your ticketing system. And
Yes.
what about this category?
So these are the categories by which this post will be categorized. So right now I have created this post. So as soon as that post is created, a mail will be sent. Your ticket is registered with us, and this is in the category WebOps, and this is the link for your public ticket of the Discourse. Okay.
No. What
So-
I'm asking is, where did you get this category WebOp? Is it
Yes,
there
sir,
on Discourse?
I'm just
or-
showing that. In the Discourse, sir. In the Discourse, there are multiple categories. In the WebOp category, this ticket will be posted.
So on Discourse, if I create one new category, that will appear on your ticketing system also?
No, sir. These are hardly coded. Few categories which are hardly coded.
That's what I wanted to check. Okay.
Yes. So he can refer to that post. Okay. So I think. Okay, so this is a Discourse post that will, and this is in webhook category. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so just so it's due to Discourse system get hacked. Okay, so I am just logging again. Okay, so this post will be shown in the public tickets. Okay, and now I am going to create a private ticket, and in the private ticket, interaction will be between student and sports staff. So I am just going to make one ticket. Okay, I can put. Okay, this title is not in the public post. That's why it is not taking anything. Okay, I'm just going to put a description for that. I can select from public and private. I can choose an image also. Okay, so I'm just going to select any sports staff that I want to tag. Let's say sports staff 11 that is created recently, and I am just creating a post. So post is created, and an email will be sent to that post will be created. So this will be shown in the unresolved. This is the unresolved ticket. This is the unresolved ticket. It will be shown in the unresolved ticket. Okay, and this is the chat window that will build up. Okay, and here he can interact with that for that ticket. Okay, so right now I'm just going to log out, and now Yutti will go on with the sports stuff.
Thank you, Shubham. So I'll first log in as a support staff. What? Yes, so this is the unresolved tickets wireframe. So now that the students are creating tickets, we need somebody to resolve them. So over here, there are two color schemes. One is dark green and one is light green. So one is for the tickets that are specifically tagged to the support staff, and one is which are untagged. Now, in order to resolve them, I can click on reply, and that opens up the same chat window. And over here, I can reply to the ticket. And the moment I reply something, the ticket goes into the resolve ticket section. Let's see that. So this is the reply that I've sent to the student, and now it goes to the resolve. So yeah, here's the mail. Has been resolved, and please log into your account. So this mail has been sent to the student that the student's ticket has been resolved. Now, the dialogue doesn't end here. If the student has some other question, the student can also reply back, and then it will again come into the unresolved section. So over here in the unresolved tickets, if the ticket is inappropriate, I can click on the flag option, and I can suggest it to be flagged by the admin. So now the control goes to the admin, and the admin will approve the flag. So if the flag is fine, so the admin can remove those flag tickets from the system, or the admin can also unflag them back. Then the next option over here is to forward them. So this is where webhooks come into play. There are various teams where we can forward them to. So these are the GSpace. Over here, if I click on operations team, it will forward the ticket to that GSpace. Let's see that. Here, the ticket has been forwarded to that particular GSpace. So let's go back. Now in the result ticket section, there's another option where we can suggest for FAQ. Now, if the same tickets have been raised again and again, we can just put them in a knowledge base of our own. So the support staff can suggest a particular ticket to be made an FAQ, and then again, the admin can approve that, and then that ticket would appear in the FAQ section. So let's see that. So that was it for support staff. And I'll just transfer the control to Sharan to describe the entire FAQ UI.
Thank you, Yukti. Okay. So we can see that I'm already logged into the admin dashboard. So this is the dashboard. It gives me some information, top level information about how many student and support staff are currently registered in our system, how many new students have requested for registration, and how many tickets, information regarding how many tickets are created and how many are flagged. So currently I can see that
this dashboard was implemented in the previous version, right?
No, sir. This was created by us in this version.
Sir, we have changed the dashboard as per our requirements.
Yes, sir.
Achha. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so currently I can see that one ticket has been flagged. So I will go there, and I can see that this ticket is regarding how to use data science for evil. So it's very it's not misbehavior, but it's very irrelevant. So I think I will click it as irrelevant and commit. So once I commit, so this becomes tagged, and it gets deleted from our ticket view. So now it won't be shown into in any search results. Now coming to validate users, I think Shubham has already shown it there. So currently no users is there, so it gives us a message there. Now coming to create FAQs, I can see that all the FAQs that have been suggested by the support staff, currently support staff 11, I can see that, I can read from it, and if I think that this is a relevant topic that has been raised again and again, I can read the comments, I can read the discussion, and based on that I can create my own FAQs in the create FAQ section. So these are in the left side it's the suggestions, and the right side I can, based on the suggestions, I can create my own FAQs. So I will just create one. So let's say I'll write the solution to it, and I will tag it for appropriate tag. I will give it the appropriate tag. And so this is the from system course and live session. And now I can also put the relevant tags and choose any image if I want, and submit. So this will create a FAQ, and I can view those FAQs over here. So these are the created FAQs that have been created. So I can view them over here. And then I can go.
What about on Discourse?
Yes,
FAQ, is it visible on Discourse?
Yes, sir, the FAQ is visible in Discourse. So,
no, FAQ is not.
No, it's not visible on the Discourse, sir. It's actually visible only in our chat, our app.
Okay. And it's visible to all students.
All students, yes, sir. It's visible to all students. So, so with this, this is the admin view, sir, and in Discourse also, we can, the admin has access. They can.
Right. Okay.
Message.
All right. Thanks, team. Other examiners, you have questions?
Yes.
How did you all collaborate together? What are the challenges and what are your learnings?
I think initially to set the tuning was a little difficult because it was the first time that we were all working in groups, and since it's a coding project, everyone has different ways to code it. But the milestones helped, so getting on calls together and discussing them worked well.
uh, Everybody had different times, and we have somebody in our team who is in abroad, so he had different time zones. So we had to manage that timing as to when to keep the call when everybody is available. So that was one thing that was pretty difficult for us, and it was good that we aced it.
Also, like looking at other people's written code, it's something that we haven't done in a regular basis. So that's a real world scenario that we got exposure to. Currently, we just write our own code and we just look at it. But now we're looking at five different people's code. Their different way of writing and different style. So that was a good learning experience to read other people's code and make sense of it.
Another thing I'd like to add was the version control system Git use. I previously never worked on Git, but I think it's used in many industries nowadays, and we learned how to use Git. And I remember initially when I was learning it, so suddenly the entire code when it got reversed, but I was able to get that back because I was using it. So that was one.
Also, one surprising thing about entire SDLC is that code is just a small part. I mean, there are all these documents which are surrounded on both sides, and these were a new learning experience.
Thanks, everyone. Rajesh sir, any question from your side?
So how did you all divide the work amongst yourselves? Who did what part? And yeah, broadly, if you can say.
Basically, what we done, we have divided our group into subgroups. Like they were each group, like there's a group of 2 per each. Like one group is working on the user details, second group was working on the admin part, and the third group was working on the
support staff.
So in this way,
So
we
you
have
divided it based on the user.
Yes.
Yeah, and along with that, since we had documents, so there was mainly like 2 people assigned to the documents who would ensure that the initialization and the drafts are getting created on time, and then everyone would review them together and finalize it and submit the documents on time.
Also, Shubham created a rough draft for 3 sprints wherein we can work in sprint by sprint. So first sprint corresponded to some basic functionalities, then came the discourse web part and so on. So we worked according to those 3 sprints.
All right. Hey, one thing I might have missed. So did you mention how you used webhooks?
Yes, in the support staff part. Yeah.
Oh, the operations team. Okay.
It's basically getting used, when we want to forward tickets in case a ticket has not been resolved for more than 3 days or something as such, then the admin can forward it to higher authorities. Or let's say a support staff is reviewing a ticket which is more of a ticket that is relevant for let's say tech teams or administration teams, then we use webhooks to forward the relevant tickets to them.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I missed that, I think. Yeah. All right, yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you, team.
Thank
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
This was the last team for today's presentation. Thanks everyone for joining. I would like to specially thank Dr. Prajesh sir for taking the time and to be here with us. Thank you, Piyush. Thank you, Nidesh. Thanks everyone for joining. Team 9, you can drop off the call. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, maybe we can stop recording.